Hello everyone, I'm Kathy Powers, the Superintendent of the Twinsburg City School District. Welcome to Twinsburg Schools Today. Well, we're nearing the end of the 2017-2018 school year, and is our tradition, today's show is all about our senior standouts from the class of 2018. I'd like to introduce you to Jason Stahlman.
Hi.
Hi there. And Prabhleen Multani. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I can't believe we're at the end of the school year, and
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
nice.
you're thinking the same thing, right?
Yes.
So if you think back to the school year and all that it has been, not only this year, but the last 3 years plus this one, you know, Mrs. Turingo has nominated you to be a senior standout. Why do you think that's the case? What have you been involved in that she's so very proud of you?
I think it's my economics club, which I started my junior year. And it's just a club where we talk about stocks, the markets, stuff like that. We've had about 60 members each semester, and we do like a interactive competition. It's a lot of fun and really interactive with the students.
So that's something you've been really proud of.
Absolutely, and it's like allowed me to explore my interest in finance.
And that's connected you to life after high school then?
Absolutely, yeah.
Great. And what about you, Prabhleen?
Well, I have completed over 1,000 hours in community service.
Over 1,000 hours?
Yes.
Give us some examples of what you've been doing.
I've been volunteering at Cleveland Clinic and University Hospital through the summer. I do local daycare in Twinsburg, and especially during Twins Day, I'm in this club called Interact, and we do like a hot dog dinner for the twins, and we always volunteer for that. So.
My goodness, 1,000 hours.
Yes,
So that's
over
over the expanse of 4 years.
4 years, yes.
So you've just accumulated them over time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I noticed that you said you had done some volunteer work with the Cleveland Clinic. So do you have an interest in something in the medical field?
Yes, I do. I am planning to go to med school, and that's what I would like to do in the future.
That's wonderful. So commencement's nearing. May 22nd is just a minute away. How does it feel to be a senior almost done?
It's nice. It's tough to look back. It's a little bit nostalgic, but you know, it was a nice 4 years, and I think I'm ready to move on. I think a lot of our classmates have just grown a lot over the 4 years and just ready to take on the next step.
Isn't it amazing?
It is, yes.
If you think back to being at the middle school during an academic program at the end of the year to where you are today, how much everyone has grown.
Absolutely, yeah. It's great to see everyone grow. Personally, of course, but watching your friends, your peers grow, it's special.
Sure. Now, Jason, in addition to your economics club, I know you're involved in other things at the high school.
Yeah, I do baseball and soccer as well. Yep.
Busy.
Yeah, 4-year letter winner for soccer and 3-year letter winner for baseball, and really, that athletics has been a huge part of my high school career. It's something that I enjoy with teammates, as well as the personal competition to get better.
Well-rounded.
Yep.
And then you both mentioned that you have AP courses that you've been taking too.
Yes, we
And
have.
soon there'll be the time for the AP exams.
Yeah, just a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's rigorous coursework.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right. Why do you take AP courses? What's the benefit of those?
I would say just advancing myself academically. It gives myself a challenge in school versus other classes that I might just be bored in. But AP classes really test my curiosity as well as ability to learn. So I like that.
Great. What about you, Prabhleen?
Yeah, I think it gives you really good exposure to how college will be in the future, and like how the coursework will go through, and yeah.
Good. So have you both been students in our district since kindergarten or maybe preschool?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh boy, that's a long time.
Yes.
So if you think about early in your life as a Twinsburg Tiger, do you have any fond memories of your elementary school experience or maybe middle school?
I know in Bissell we had popcorn days, 50-cent
They still
popcorn.
do?
50-cent popcorns, maybe $1 for 2 bags, and that was, I think, every Friday or something. That was just something I looked forward to and really liked.
That's fun.
Yeah.
The PTA will be glad to hear that. What about you, Prabhleen?
I think the pep assemblies for middle school were really fun, and just like with the whole school together with the 2 grades and competing, it was really fun. Yeah.
That is fun to think back.
Yes.
And it just probably feels a moment ago, but really
Yeah.
5 or 6 years ago.
It was just 5 years ago. That's really crazy.
Yeah. All right, so big decisions this year. Probably last year we were chatting before we were on the air that your junior year was really busy. And you made some decisions in your junior year which have implications now as you head off, into life as a college student. What college or university have you decided upon, and what will your major be?
Yeah, I'll be going to University of Michigan's Ross School of Business, studying finance, and probably a dual major or minor in accounting.
Right, and why does that interest you?
For me, it was Ross, their networking ability and like just pre-professional atmosphere. I really liked that and felt like a place that could push me enough, but also keep me curious, about finance and all that business can offer.
And that connects back to your interest in this economics club
Exactly,
at the high
yep.
school. Great. What about you, Prabhleen?
Well, I'll be going to Youngstown State University to do a medical program with NeoMed, and I want to go into medical field because this program is based upon primary care physicians, and there's a shortage, especially like in the underserved communities. And I have been just taught through like my religion of Sikhism to just always give to others who aren't able to give to me. So that was my primary reason to go into medical.
And that connects back to all of the community service hours
Yes.
that you have
Yes.
donated.
Yeah, and also during, I'm also the president of Foreign Language Club, and each year we do an annual food drive, and the whole school collects like over 10,000 cans, and we deliver it to
amazing.
like Joseph's Kitchen. This year we did it to St. Cosmos and Damien, and it was really amazing. And each year we like go over our goal of 10,000. So
That's amazing.
yeah.
It's really important that we give back to the community, and
yeah.
that's just one of the
Yeah.
many ways that the
Yeah.
graduating class has.
Yeah, I've been taught that through like since I was a child. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So you referenced NeoMed, and some of the folks watching our show may not
Yeah.
know what NeoMed is. Can
Yep.
you explain that a little bit?
NeoMed is a medical school in Rootstown, and it's just a 4-year medical.
So that's connected or affiliated then
Yeah,
with Youngstown
with
State?
Youngstown, Kent, and Akron.
Very good.
Mhm.
So you both talked about taking AP courses at Twinsburg High School, and in reading some college applications for scholarships of late, I've noticed that there's a variety of interests from the graduating class. If you can think of some classes that you really enjoyed taking or that influenced your decision as far as life after high school, what would those be?
For me, it was microeconomics and accounting, but that was more like, geared toward my major. But this year I'm taking AP Human Geography. I really enjoyed that course, just like learning about different cultures and how they affect the world and the decisions that go into it.
Great.
Mhm.
And I can see the direct correlation to what you want to do in,
Yep.
in college.
Yep.
Awesome. How about you, Prabhleen?
My two that really influenced me would be AP Calc BC and AP Psychology. It's both like the program is really based on calculus too, so I had like exposure from just being having an honors math class each year, and
If you could think, and you, what you said, it kind of sparks my interest. I think that there is a greater desire for us to try to encourage young girls to go
Yeah.
into STEM-related careers.
Yeah.
If you could offer some advice to maybe a child at Dodge moving into middle school and then high school, what are some things that they can look forward to doing?
I think it's a really beautiful, like STEM would be so beautiful to go into, just helping other people and getting exposure to something that people think that like women can't do. So I think it's totally like a really good profession to pursue.
Well, you're a good role model.
Yeah.
Maybe
Thank you.
perhaps down the line you can come back and
Yeah.
guest speak in some of our classes
yeah,
too.
Yeah,
about
that'd be
your
amazing.
experiences.
Yeah, for sure.
Great. So, being students in our school district for so many years, you have been touched by so many teachers and coaches in some respects. So if you could think of the teacher that has touched you or have had the greatest influence on you as a student and potentially you as you move on to college, who might that be and why was that person a person of influence?
I have two. Miss Swinning, who's my accounting and also micro teacher. She's just kept me really interested in business and such a nice person, great person to have class with, keeps the classroom environment super, active and energetic. And also my baseball coach, Coach Jones, I had him for 9th grade history as well. And his classroom is just, he's retiring this year. And
I
yeah,
know.
his
My gosh.
classroom setting is just,
Yeah.
it's amazing. And, playing under him for 3 years has taught me a lot about life. So I'm really appreciative of him.
Well, I know Mrs. Swinning and Mr. Jones really appreciate hearing that they were such a great influence on you, Jason.
Yep.
That's great. What about you, Prabhleen?
I would go all the way back to 7th grade. Miss Thompson, my math teacher.
No kidding.
She I would get such good grades on her math test, and she'd just be like, "Why aren't you in a gifted program?" So she actually got me into skipping Math 8 and going straight to Algebra 1. And I think from there, I've been really it just helped me go into the medical field, because I've been taking honors classes, and that's really where it started.
That's great.
Mhm.
I hope both of you go back to those teachers and just
Yeah.
let them know what an influence they were upon you and the great young folks you've become.
Absolutely.
It's all about that spark that teachers are able to ignite in students that makes the difference. Speaking about the middle school, if you could offer a bit of advice for the incoming class of 2022, those are this year's 8th graders, soon to be freshmen, think back to being them, what bit of advice might you offer them?
Work hard, of course, and don't sweat the small stuff. If you get one bad grade on a test, you got time to pull the grade up or learn more about the class. I think getting a bad grade on a test can teach you a lot about yourself, and also, what you have for you in the future. So don't worry about that, and just keep working hard on your studies, and it will pay off.
Great advice. How about you, Prabhleen?
I totally agree with Jason. And I also think that people should take AP and honors classes to just help you get ready for college, and no matter what, even if it'll really help you through college, just the notes and stuff, and especially AP Chem, I've been that's really gonna help me through college. So I'm so grateful for Miss Bosket to help us.
That's great.
Yeah.
So your parents have been your biggest fans all these years, starting the very first day of preschool or kindergarten, and now they're going to watch you commence at E.J. Thomas Hall on May 22nd. If you had a moment to say something to them, a moment of gratitude, what might that be?
Just thank you for all the opportunities. They've given me opportunities both academically as well as in sports and socially in life, and that's something that means a great deal to me, and I'm very appreciative of, and hope to continue working on my character and being the best person, so that I can make them proud as well of what I've become.
And I'm sure they are proud of you.
Thank you.
And how about you?
Well, my parents have immigrated from India in the 90s, and I think I'm the first generation here to go to college, and my dad and mom have both really pushed me to become the best and not have to go through what they have gone through coming to this country, and just having a successful future. So I really want to thank them for making me go onto this beautiful course of going to into the medical field.
I'm sure your whole family is going to be so proud of you.
Yeah.
Proud of you both.
Thank you.
Well, I wish you the very best as you commence from Twinsburg High School on May 22nd. Don't forget to come back and tell us about all the successes that you're going to encounter along the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well, when we come back, we will have 2 more senior standouts, so please stay tuned. Welcome back to Twinsburg Schools Today. Today's show is all about our senior standouts, and as you've already met Prabhleen and Jason, you know the caliber of students that were commencing from Twinsburg High School on May 22nd. But I'd like to introduce you to Darrell Newsom. Hi, Darrell.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Good. And Emily O'Connor, welcome to the show. Well, we are excited, and I'm sure you're even more excited about soon commencement day of May 22nd. And as we get underway here in the second part of our show, why don't we talk to our audience a little bit about what it's meant to you to be a Twinsburg Tiger?
It's meant a lot. I've had a lot of different experiences that I've gone through, a lot of positive character building experiences, playing basketball and meeting a lot of good people.
Mm-hmm. And have you played for your entire career at the high school?
Yes.
And in the middle school too?
Yes.
Wow.
Been
So
playing
you're a
my whole life,
committed
really. Yeah.
athlete, right?
That's where all my spare time goes.
There you go. That's a good thing. You're a well-rounded student then.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. What about you, Emily?
Yeah, I mean, as a Tiger, I'm both an athlete, so I get to support the Tigers through athletics and also the academics. Twinsburg offers such a great, a lot of great programs to go through.
Uh-huh.
So it's always good to be a Tiger.
Yeah, for sure. You know, thinking back to your early days in elementary school, have you both been in the school district for as long as you've been in school, or other places too?
First grade.
First
I
grade?
moved here first grade,
Uh-huh.
so that's where I kind of started.
Yeah, and Emily, what about you?
Yeah, I've been here since kindergarten.
Okay, so we were just talking before the taping started about your parents in their mind's eye. You're still these first graders or kindergarten kids getting on that Twinsburg City School bus and, you know, going off to school on any day of the school year. So it's a very melancholy time for our parents as they watch you commence from school. But if you think back to the elementary school, Wilcox or Bissell or even Dodge, do you have any fond memories of anything that happened to you as a younger child in our school district?
I definitely would remember our Camp Fitch trip. That was definitely a lot of fun.
Was that grade 6, I think?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
6th grade, yeah. That was definitely a great experience for
What was
me.
memorable?
I remember the dance and the times in the cabin. There was a lot of joking and fun times.
A lot
in
of
there.
bonding, right?
Yes, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun.
That's great. What about you, Emily?
I think mine would probably be more middle school, where I started to run, and that's really where I started to develop more of my own personality, kind of grow towards a different group of people, but it was a good change, and it brought me to a lot of opportunities now since I started in middle school.
Absolutely. And we were talking about the fact that the last time we saw each other was at the state track cross-country meet
Yeah.
back in October, I think it was.
November.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
November. It was so
first
cold.
week in November.
That's right, right. So you've been you both have been very successful athletes as well as successful students at the high school. You know, so we just talked about your experiences at the elementary school, and having been here for so many years, certainly you have had classroom teachers that have been an influence to you. If you could recollect who they may be and why they were such of an influence, who might those teachers be?
I would go back to, I believe, my 7th, it was either my 7th or 8th grade, no, it was my 8th grade English teacher, Miss Mariola. I think she really pushed me to a whole new level to just motivate myself to do better, as English was not my strongest subject, but I think she opened my eyes a little bit and pushed me to be just a little bit better at trying to strengthen my weaknesses.
Good.
So I think I've kind of carried that motive throughout my entire life, and it's benefited throughout many different circumstances.
Well, you know, having perseverance is important.
Yes.
It sounds like that's
Definitely.
a lesson that you might have learned from Mrs. Mariola.
Yeah, for sure.
Good. Not only in academics, but in athletics and
Yes.
in life in general. Great. Emily, what about you? Do you have a teacher that would have been of great influence?
I would probably say my coach, so Mrs. Komet. She was both my teacher freshman year and my coach all 4 years of high school. She really just pushed me, like, she always kept me going. Like, if I didn't think I was doing well enough, she always made sure I was on top of my game, always making sure I was putting in all the work I needed to do what she knew I could do, even if I didn't think it was possible to achieve the level she thought I could.
Right. She's a fantastic educator and a
Oh, yeah.
fantastic coach. So committed to the students that she works with.
Of course.
Yeah. So talked a little bit about the influence of the teacher. Let's talk about some classes or coursework that you've taken that have helped you decide what you want to do as you step out of Twinsburg High School. If you think about the courses at Twinsburg High School, and it's one of the things that we're proud of as a school district, that there's such a diversity of course offerings. Which courses did you enjoy the most, and which ones had the greatest influence on what you want to do after high school?
I would say this year and last year last year I took computer programming, C++, and then this year I took honors computer science. So as that class, I am aiming to go into computer science. So I think those classes really helped me out. I was kind of actually taking them just to try something new, and I really liked it, so I wanted to major in that. So it's been a lot of fun
That's great.
these past 2 years.
And those courses are not easy.
They're not easy.
No. You really have to have a certain analytical skills to be able to do well in those courses.
Yeah, I'm a big numbers guy.
There
so,
you go.
Yeah.
That's why
so
it's
that's
been
where that
great.
comes in.
Great fit.
Yeah.
How about you, Emily?
Well, honestly, I love like the sciences at Twinsburg, and last year I took AP Biology with Mrs. Thomas, and it was a very, very difficult class, but like I loved the challenge it provided, and I loved like what we were doing in that class, and that kind of like I knew I wanted to go into something like with the sciences, but that kind of pushed me into I want to go into physical therapy now. And this year I actually took both anatomy and then sports medicine, and I think those classes have really like caused me to grow and like push me to what I want to do. I especially want to be in physical therapy now, especially after T. Mike's class, like trainer Mike with the sports medicine. We do a lot of wrapping of like different parts of the body, and we do stretching of that kind of thing for like injury, and that I really like enjoy that class a lot. So
that will be your major then?
yes, yeah.
Goodness. So computer science and physical therapy, where are you going to school?
I haven't made a definite decision, but
Uh-huh.
I'm leaning towards Mount Union University,
Nice.
where I also play basketball.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm looking to play basketball and also get a good education as well.
You'll be a busy person.
For sure.
Yes. And how about you, Emily?
Well, I signed with my college last week for I'm going to Florida Gulf Coast University down in Fort Myers.
Congratulations.
So I'm going to study physical therapy. I'll do my undergraduate degree in exercise science, and then I'll have 3 years after that of graduate to get my doctorate in physical therapy, and I'll run for them for 4 years.
Goodness. And can you stay at that university
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole way through?
Yep, if I want to, I can stay there for all 7 years.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Both of you have such bright futures ahead. And it's, you know, it's really, I mean, it makes me very proud to know that students such as both of you are going to go out and do these wonderful things following your experience at the next level, which is college or the university. So the class of 2022 is right behind you. It's funny because the incoming kindergarten class, I think, is 2031. So, and you're 2018, right? So
Wow.
class of 2022 would be the incoming freshmen, current 8th graders at RBC. If you think about being an RBC 8th grader at the end of that year, going to Washington, D.C., and all the things that they get to do here, what could you offer them as far as advice as they begin their next 4 years at the high school?
I would definitely say continue to work hard as you have been your entire school career, and definitely apply yourself and challenge yourself, and do not dig yourself into a hole. So take everything, all your classes seriously, and like really like apply yourself, because digging yourself in a hole early, it's hard to get out. So start high and you can stay high.
You know, I've seen Darrell through your whole conversation with me today this theme of perseverance. And you just mentioned it here again as your advice to the 8th graders coming through as the class of 22.
Yeah, it's definitely a big quality to have in life, you know, when you are down, just to persevere and get through those things just to better yourself as a human being.
That's good. It's good advice heading off to college, too.
Yeah, I'm definitely holding that one close to me as well.
Absolutely. And Emily, what would your advice be?
I would probably say don't stress too much. I mean, you could ask my parents, I stress way too much, but I always do fine on no matter what I do. So have confidence in yourself. Like, you're going to do fine. Put in the work. Make sure you do your studies, do your homework, but don't stress too much on the little things, because you'll do fine no matter what.
Yeah, I think everything seems much more monumental until you can get to the other side.
Yeah.
That's great advice. Well, and in your years in school, I'm sure your parents have given you a lot of advice and been your biggest fans at all of your sporting events, you know, in the stands at Hebron. Your mom and dad were there. In fact, I remember seeing your dad running back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Watching.
Oh, yes. That was him.
That's right. So if you had the chance, and now was your chance, just to say a few words of gratitude to your parents, what might that be?
I would just say thank you to my parents and my family just for pushing me and challenging me and you know, inspiring me to be the best person I can be, and exposing me to a lot of different situations just to better me as a human being and to strengthen my character as well.
That's great. Your mom and dad are proud of you.
They are.
Yeah, they should be.
They are.
How about you, Emily?
I think, well, obviously my parents are the reason I have all the opportunities I have. They're the ones who, they drove down to Columbus this year. My dad drove down there to watch me break the school record. My mom and dad and my sister and brother all came down to the state meet twice for me. They're at every single meet I have. No matter what event, they'll be driving back and forth to come to all of our events. They're just my biggest support system, so nothing that I achieved today was without them. They're the reason I got to the level I'm at. So.
Wow. What a great thing, right? To have that support of your family and to know that they're always going to be there for you, for
Yeah.
you both. That's tremendous. Well, I didn't ask this question of the other two, but I want to ask you, as you commence from Twinsburg High School, Mrs. Turingo's commencing into retirement. So if you could have a bit of advice to offer Mrs. Turingo as she goes on to her next whatever in her life, what would that be?
Wow. Keep doing what you're doing. You've done a lot for our high school, and wherever you're going, I'm sure they'll be happy to have you and continue to impact as many lives as you possibly can.
Great advice to her. Emily, what about you?
I would say just enjoy life. I mean, you've had to deal with all of us teenagers for how long. Like, just enjoy it. Don't stress too much. And you've set up a great school district or a great high school for the next principal to follow up. So you've obviously done a wonderful job.
Great, and I know she's going to be so pleased to hear that. Well, May 22nd is a moment away,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
so just take time to reflect and to celebrate and to be safe in the end of the year activities, and I'm so proud of both of you and your parents. Absolutely delighted and proud of all that you have done and all that you've become.
Thank you.
And make sure you
Thank
come
you.
back and tell us about all the successes along the way.
Of course.
Of course.
Wonderful. Well, that's our show for today, our senior stand-up show. I hope you've enjoyed meeting 4 of our wonderful graduates from the class of 2018 who will commence from E.J. Thomas Hall on Tuesday, May 22nd. I couldn't be more proud of the class of 2018. And also the rest of the student body will have their last day of school on Thursday, May 24th. And kids who are underclassmen, remember that the first day of school for the 2018-19 school year will be August 22nd. And we'll see you all then. Have a great day, everyone.